started very late, playing actually with the red ball. I started in Don Bosco when I was 12 or 13 years of age. So that's late in today's age. But I played tennis ball cricket from the age of 8, 9, 10 in the colony, in the gullies outside where there would be competition, Navjivan, you would have one section, you had Palmlands where all the Parsis were. Then you had on the other side of the road, you had a totally different crowd. You had Marinagar at the back, you had the Dargah area, and there would be competitions where 5, 6 teams would come. And just like Sumit, there'll be 1 or 2 professionals on a Saturday and Sunday who will make a fortune. They'll go for 2 hours here, 2 hours here, 2 hours here, and they're pros. They'll play for these teams at a price, and it was fascinating. And like Sumit said, there would be crowds. People would come, they would identify. This guy is, and they would know his strengths also. This moment a certain player would come, there would be a huge roar because they know there'll be some fatakra now. Some few shots being played. So you grew up, you would go practice in the morning in school at Azad Maidan, at Cross Maidan. When you went home after school at 5, then the mahal starts, where all gather together and then the tennis ball game starts. So sometimes you think the whole day you moved around the city through trains, through buses. Like I would go in the morning from Maim to VT, Maim to Churchgate, then VT to King Circle, and then come back home. If that was not available, the 314 would take me to Bosco's. 90 would bring me to Electric House. So, we've come up from this thing. But the biggest thrill would be from 5 to 7. And then your parents would come and father would come with a stick now, get in, start studying. But those were the fun days. And I think this will give the opportunity to a lot of this young talent. Sumit was absolutely right. Because once this is televised, once this is on a platform, the number of people that will be watching it around the country will not be funny. It will captivate its own audience. It will make its own audience, which will give the exposure to these players, to go places. Like he mentioned, jobs, it could be something else. They could be brand ambassadors for a lot of other things. And basically, an opportunity to showcase their talent. Oh, tremendous. Because, to be street smart means you think on your feet. You have to think quick. When something's coming at you and giving you just 0.5 seconds to play, your thought process has to be very clear. And the best players in the world are the players who think clearly, in the most difficult situations. And here in tennis ball cricket, things happen very quick. The underarm stuff from 15 yards, you might have played Roberts, Holding, Marshall, Garner, but tikadna aisa danda gena na, mayat padne padna. You won't even know kahan se gaya ball, kidhar phir gaya, because what they do with their hands is something unreal. And that can be used even in this thing. So you see a lot of deliveries today, especially when you see cricketers, spinners from Afghanistan. When you see Rashid, Noor bowling, they must have played a lot of tennis ball cricket. To get the strong fingers and to release the ball and get that much stuff on it is tremendous. A lot of players in the subcontinent, they tape the tennis ball on one side so that it becomes heavier, and you see reverse. So, you can see which side is heavier, that the ball might tail in that direction as opposed to this thing. So you learn those skills early, and it's just about going to a bigger platform and implementing there as well.
I'll tell you that the USP, the most important part of this ISPL is we are giving them organized platform, a kind of professionalism to the players, maybe batter or a bowler, which has developed their natural talent. That talent needs to be given a platform, and then they can utilize their skill by developing a technique. They will rock. I think that's what was needed and which was been given by ISPL. That all 6 places, and I came to know that we are going to have 2 more cities going to be added soon. And if we are going to have 6 or 8, whatever, would be the places where the kind of batter or a bowler would get an opportunity to go to the stadium and execute it. See, they have the role model in front of them. Like many players must have feeling that, my role model is Ravi Shastri. But to have, to follow, to execute that skill which I follow in Ravi Shastri from my very childhood, where will I get that opportunity in stadium? I think the fulfillment of the dream, giving an opportunity, laying a professionalism and a unique platform, that is the USP. मुंबईमध्ये तर धूम मचेल. And what I know is that we have added the right thing. The franchise may have their own mentors, maybe a Ranji players. Then there is a spice of Bollywood maybe come up at right time, that may come up maybe in an announcement. And I think in all that flair, Mumbai will rock, and throughout the country, it will be a fabulous response. As Ravi has just rightly stated, the new viewers will get developed. The new heroes will come up. The new style will be followed. They have their own way of maintaining the records. The ISPL will give the kind of records which will be get tallied. Maybe there will be a tough time to official players who are playing in Ranji and many other formats. That look at this guy who is playing informally, formal game now in the stadium, but the way he has scored, the way he has developed his shot, and naturally maybe a viewer may come across, I am not saying it's a challenge, but by way to look at the player who's playing for my city in Ranji or any other format. So I think it's a vice versa. Both way, the response will be great. My wish is very clear, as it has been spelled out nicely by Ravi, that the opportunity, the skill development, I must say, in return, you can settle your own bank accounts. Apart from that, make your name, make your record, and make the formal game and formal players to feel that they are equal level to anybody in the country. Let this ISPL be like